Midnight light on a dim-lit screen, clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes, whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster in the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide, you found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers, truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell a story, speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey everyone, happy Saturday. I hope everyone is having or had a good day. It is another gorgeous day here in upstate New York, and I did get outside today. Unfortunately, unlike yesterday, I did get sunburned today, and it is super itchy. I am usually so careful, and today I wasn't. It's not horrible sunburn, but it's enough to you kind of feel like, I don't know, just blah, and it's itchy. But I did get outside for several hours today, so I'm very happy because tomorrow it's supposed to get close to 90 again. So I am feeling the fatigue from the outside air, and I hope that everyone else was able to get outside as well. Today, and I do apologize for the lack of notice. When I made the live stream, I thought it was on public, and for some reason I clicked private instead. So when I went to comment that I was going to be a few minutes late, it said you can't leave comments on private videos, and I was like, ugh, crap. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to go live, and then I was like, oh, I'll just do a quick live. I'll do a quick live. So thanks for being here. I do see Zoe, and I saw Glow, and anyone else who may be here. Thanks for being here on this Saturday. We're going to get started. I had not heard about this story until maybe an hour ago, Sinner let me know that there had been a mass shooting at a bar in Montana on Friday. It happened around 10:30 in the morning, and a 45-year-old went to the bar and opened fire, killing 4. 3 of them were patrons. 1 of them was a bartender. And turns out he didn't live very far from the bar. And he is currently, Mr. Michael Paul Brown, is currently still at large. They have not found him. They did locate his truck, which they do not believe was used in the shooting because he lived within walking distance. So a lot of what I have is going to be the first time I'm seeing it. I also have an update, well, not necessarily an update, but a local news source was able to get a 911 call that was made to dispatchers in relation to the Devil's Den double homicide. I also have a clip about a short clip about how LA was able to track down Mr. McGann. We have somewhat of an update on Austin Drummond, who is wanted for a quadruple murder in Tiptonville, Tennessee. Travis Decker, there has been a potential sighting. I did do a really short this morning, but I have the full clip for us to watch. And then lastly, I haven't been ending with a feel-good story, but I do have a story at the end about a bird in France and steak. So that'll be our feel-good for the day. Hey, Bucci, thanks for being here. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that. All right, so thank you everyone again for being here. I do appreciate you. If you are watching on the replay, #replay. Hey, Amber, good to see you. All right, so let me get on the right screen. So again, this took place in Anaconda, Montana on Friday morning. Hey, Burden. Yeah, this is the first time I saw you. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I don't know if you heard me say, but today I got outside again for a few hours, and today I did get sunburn. Yesterday it was the headache. Today and I wasn't even really in the sun. I went to a cemetery today because that's where I hang out because, I'm weird. Anyways, this cemetery is shady AF. So it's huge. Like, it's a huge cemetery. And I thought today, if my ancestors were buried here, I would be very angry because they tend well to the parts that you can see from the main roads. But once you get within the cemetery itself, overgrown, not well maintained, there's trees falling all over, weeds, bushes, it's very unkempt. So anyways, the point of my story is, because it's so seedy, I drove around a lot. And so I don't know how I got sunburned because I was in my car most of the time. Because I wasn't gonna walk around in the seedy parts, very long by myself. So, Bucci, now that you mentioned that, my comments have been posting on others' channels. That happened to me a couple of times a few weeks ago. I went to comment on someone's live that I thought I was on, and it turns out it was the live from before. So the live I was watching prior to the video I was now watching, that's where the comment went. It's bizarre. YouTube needs to get it together. All right. So anyways, let's get started.
News now as police are looking for a mass shooter after 4 people were killed in a rampage in Montana. Now, police have identified the suspect as Michael Paul Brown. They say he is.
And I did see they released another photo of him. I forgot to get it. Montana. See if I can find it. Here it is. Just so that we can see this other photo of him. It's a weird photo, I've got to say. Great, and now it's 1 second. It just completely. There we go. I'm just going to go to images. So it's a little grainy, but this is the new photo that they released of the suspect. And so he's walking downstairs, but just the angle is weird. But I guess that gives a better sense of what he actually looks like. So there's a new photo of the man that is wanted in this quadruple homicide, mass shooting. 45 years old.
Is still at large. They say he is armed. He is dangerous. Let's bring in NBC News correspondent Morgan Chesky, who has more on that shooting. So, Morgan, if I understand this correctly, at one point they had this guy in their sights, right? Police?
Yeah, this is a small town of only about 9,000 people, 25 miles to the west of Butte, Montana, Gotti. And authorities say that they didn't necessarily have him in their sights, but they did see him flee the scene in a white F-150 pickup truck. And then a short chase ensued where authorities say he was essentially lost. That's where things stand right now. The manhunt very active to try to track Brown down. He's a 45-year-old, weighs about 170 pounds. He was last seen wearing a tie-dye shirt and having an orange bandana on him. And according to witnesses, he opened fire inside this Anaconda bar around 10:30 this morning.
And that was his community. He lived very close to that bar. And so the people that he hurt, he most likely knew them because he lived there. And all shootings are horrific. But I think those that happen, like the people who live in that community and take it out on those they know, that's even worse. Just
morning. And that is where authorities later confirmed that 4 people were killed. As you can imagine, Gotti, this created quite the scene in this small town. A temporary lockdown was put in place. Right now, authorities are just encouraging everyone to remain incredibly vigilant because they're describing this 45-year-old as incredibly dangerous and likely armed. We do not know the motive behind this, Gotti. We do know that members of a SWAT team did conduct a search warrant at his home, which is believed to be very close to this bar. We can only imagine the evidence that they've recovered as they continue to build their case here. But just for a little context tonight, Gotti, as the sun goes down in Anaconda, Montana, and they don't know where this armed individual is, this is a rural area. It's hemmed in by mountains. So certainly there's going to be a pressure to at least make some sort of progress before nightfall comes. And this armed individual could very well have, the advantage under cover of darkness here. Gotti?
Morgan Chesky, thank you so much.
And I did look, the population of Anaconda is just under 10,000 as of 2024. It was just above 9,800. So pretty small. Yeah, Burden, that's actually exactly what happened to me. I was commenting something that was not even related to what the other live was about. It was, so I quickly realized that I wasn't on the right live and deleted my comment, but it definitely can put you in a precarious situation. Bucci says, I don't think this guy will escape far, as they will end up taking him out, or he'll take his own life. Well, and so this happened on Friday. I think it was around 10:30 a.m. So it's been, well, it's into the third day. Personally, this reminds me of, and I don't know what city and state, but there was a man who, all I remember is them showing him walking into a grocery store. And he ended up being found in a semi trailer. He had taken his own life. And I can see it all in my head, but I can't remember his name and I can't remember where it happened. I think he probably took his own life. That's my opinion. The info on this man's brother is what really got me. I don't know if I've seen that, Burden. I do have an article. Actually, let's go to that first. This was from the Mirror US, and it says, who is Michael Paul Brown? Manhunt intensifies for sick man, quote, sick man, suspected in Montana mass shooting. A mass shooting took place in Anaconda, Montana on Friday as 4 people were killed at the Owl Bar before the gunman fled the scene. Authorities stated that the suspect in the case, 45-year-old Michael Paul Brown, is, quote, armed and dangerous and still on the loose as they searched woodlands on Friday and a mountainous area of western Montana on Saturday. Many details about the incident are still unclear, such as the suspect's motive for committing the crime, but police revealed that they found his getaway car, a white Ford F-150 pickup truck, and SWAT cleared his home, which is reportedly next door to the bar. And when was this article? Because the New York Times, okay, this is from today, updated about 3 hours ago, which is interesting because the New York Times is reporting that his truck was not used in the shooting. Like the truck, yeah. So I'm not sure what the correct answer is, but clearly the Mirror is saying that he used it as his getaway car. The New York Times is reporting that was falsely reported. Hey, Tree Secret, thanks for being here. Yeah, I didn't know I was going live either until about 45 minutes ago. Yeah. I was outside all day and I was like, I don't know if I want to go live, but here I am. Oh, why did I scroll up? 3 customers at the bar and a bartender have been reportedly killed, with their identities not yet revealed to the public. The search is still focused on the area off the Stumpton Road, both on the ground and in the air, and includes multiple local, state, and federal agencies, the Montana Department of Justice said Saturday. Lee Johnson, the administrator of the Montana Division of Criminal Investigation, urged residents in and near Anaconda, Montana to stay inside and on high alert as police continue their manhunt. Just like those people in Johnson, Tennessee, who were told to stay inside and keep aware because there is a quadruple homicide suspect believed to be in the area. I would be freaking out. While law enforcement has not yet received reports of Brown harming any other individuals, he is believed to be armed and he is extremely dangerous. This is a small, tight-knit community that has been harmed by the heinous actions of one individual who does not represent what this community or Montanans stand for. What we know about Michael Paul Brown. According to the AP, Brown served in the U.S. Army as an armor crewman from 2001 to 2005. He was deployed to Iraq from early 2004 until March 2005, Lieutenant Colonel Ruth Castro, an Army spokesperson, stated. Brown was in the Montana National Guard from 2006 to March 2009. He left military service in the rank of sergeant. Brown's niece, Claire Boyle, told the AP on Friday that her uncle has struggled with mental illness for a long time, and she and other family members urged him to get help. "This isn't just a drunk or high man going wild," she wrote in a Facebook message. "It's a sick man who doesn't know who he is sometimes and frequently doesn't know where or when he is either. He knew everybody that was in that bar. I guarantee you that," owner of the Owl Bar, David Guerter, told the AP. "He didn't have any running dispute with any of them. I just think he snapped." As the search for Brown continues, Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks posted on X saying Garrity Mountain WMA is closed. Emergency closure. Due to public safety concerns and ongoing law enforcement presence, Garrity Mountain WMA is closed until further notice. Oh, and it said to scroll to continue the article, and the article is done. See, article continues below. Maybe I didn't go far enough. Nope, all ads. All ads. All right, so next we have the press conference that was held just after, or actually the evening of, so Friday night. Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me about the sound. I swear, StreamYard needs to get its ish together. Like, this happens every single live stream. Your browser has lost connection to your screen share audio. Try sharing again. Thank you for letting, and there goes my background. Okay. I mean, they're making all these cool changes, but it's not working, StreamYard. Yes, and I did find an article. Thank you, Burden, for sending me that screenshot. I did find an article about it too. Really, Nanny? I just looked for updates prior to my live, and I saw one about just because they had found his car, so now police are searching, a second location. But that is very interesting. That is very interesting. Hey, Pookie, thanks for being here. All right, I will rewind this video because StreamYard wants to be non-cooperative.
My name is Lee Johnson. I am the administrator of the Montana Division of Criminal Investigation. I have a prepared statement for you tonight. I would like to introduce the leaders of our investigative team here in Anaconda. First of all, joining me tonight are the Butte Silver Bow Sheriff Ed Lester, Anaconda Deer Lodge Police Chief Bill Sather, Montana Highway Patrol Lieutenant Colonel.
Is the sound still not working? Let me know. Okay, it is working. So Nanny, I would leave and come back because it appears that not only StreamYard is having issues, but YouTube seems to be having issues possibly as well.
Kyle Hayter, Deer Lodge County Attorney Morgan Smith, Powell County Sheriff Gavin Roselle, and representatives from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I'd like to start by offering our condolences to the family and friends who lost loved ones in this senseless act of violence today. Our thoughts and prayers are with those mourning tonight. Also want to offer my sympathies to the Anaconda Deer Lodge community. This is a small, tight-knit community that's been harmed by the heinous actions of one individual today who does not represent what this community or Montanans stand for. At approximately 10:30 this morning, 45-year-old Michael Brown walked into the Owl Bar behind us, opened fire, killing 4 people and fleeing the scene here.
Ugh.
As of 10 o'clock tonight, Brown remains at large. Law enforcement has located the white Ford F-150 that Brown fled the scene in. However, Brown was not located in the vehicle today.
Okay, so even law enforcement said that he used the truck to flee. So very, very weird.
Authorities are now focusing their search on the mountains near Stumptown Road, just west of Anaconda. While law enforcement has not received reports of Brown harming any other individuals, he is believed to be armed and extremely dangerous. Residents in the area have been notified and are encouraged to stay inside their homes and on high alert. If you see Brown, do not approach him and call 911 immediately. He is 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighs approximately 170 pounds, has blue eyes and brown hair. We have identified all 4 victims in this tragedy today, but we will not release their names until we've had the opportunity to meet with family and determine that the time is appropriate to do so. We would like to thank the following agencies for their efforts in the ongoing search and investigation, which continues through this evening and tomorrow. The Anaconda Deer Lodge Police and Fire Departments, Butte Silver Bow Sheriff's Office, Granite County Sheriff's Department, Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, our Montana Division of Criminal Investigation, Montana Highway Patrol, Missoula County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and the ATF. We will provide more updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for coming out and stay safe.
Okay, so before we go to the next article I have, I did find an article about Mr. Brown's brother, William Brown. And thank you, Burden, for sharing this with us. It appears that his brother is also, well, his brother is a convicted murderer. Gosh, they look alike. Tracing shadows. Anaconda shooting suspect's brother convicted in December 2000 stabbing death. And his brother is serving over a century in prison. 110 years. 110 years. MTN News confirmed this afternoon that the suspect in the Anaconda Bar shooting is related to William Brown, a convicted murderer who has been serving a life sentence for the past 23 years for stabbing a man to death in Anaconda 24 years ago. William Brown was sentenced to 110 years for deliberate homicide in 2002 following a violent altercation that occurred in Anaconda on December 18, 2000. According to charging documents, the confrontation arose over an alleged relationship involving Brown's wife, during which he stabbed a man with a knife. William Brown was also sentenced to an additional 10 years for the use of a deadly weapon. Currently, William Brown is serving his life sentence at a correctional center in Arizona. Michael Brown, the suspect in the deadly shooting of 4 people in Anaconda on Friday morning, is still at large and should be considered armed and dangerous. Anyone who sees Brown is advised to call 911 immediately or call if they have any information regarding his location. And that, I mean, life sentence, but the fact that he was sentenced, I guess it's so he definitely wouldn't get out, to sentence someone to 110 years plus 10, so 120 years in prison. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Actually, let's take a look at this. Let's see what they say in this clip. Yeah, certainly not a family I'd want to mess with or get on the bad side of. Really, Pookie? Oh my goodness.
The man suspected in a mass shooting at an Anaconda bar Friday morning was identified by law enforcement as Michael Brown. I spoke to a person who was familiar with the suspect, who said
Look how
he was
beautiful
a
those
regular at
mountains
some
are.
of the local bars in this neighborhood, and said he had a reputation of being a little bit off.
I was like, if it's the Mike Brown I know, doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
Mike Gossett said the suspect at first glance appeared normal, but once you started talking to him, he said some strange things.
He talked some pretty crazy stuff, Illuminati crazy stuff. Kind of mentioned, I think, that he can't have the CIA knowing where he's at, and always claims the CIA, if they knew he was here, that they would come get him. But we all just thought he was just kind of nuts.
Despite the paranoid talk, Gossett never suspected the suspect would do something like this.
I mean, he never talked about doing something like this, so you can't really.
I mean, I don't think anyone would think anyone would be. Well, I mean, I guess some people you might think, oh, yeah, you could see them doing it. But I don't think anyone would expect anyone to do this, even though they're talking crazy or, talking about things that don't make sense. To actually go in and do this, especially to people that you know. I mean, and that's why, honestly, I believe that he is no longer alive. I think he took his own life. It's just a matter of where is he?
There wasn't a red flag enough to, in my opinion, that would warrant, we should have got him off the streets before it happened.
Many locals are shocked that Anaconda is now the victim of a mass shooting.
Well, is what I think about it is the whole country's going goofy.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
Too many people moved in from other areas. It wasn't this bad 10 years ago.
Oh, and it ended. Okay. I thought there was going to be more. I wanted to hear more from that guy they were interviewing. He seems like a cool guy. Oh, well, Josh. Well, Bucci, Maine, I should say. Montana is so beautiful and amazing. I want a trip to Marlboro Ranch back in 2015. Amazing, phenomenal. I was treated like a king. With that being said, sign up for Marlboro free promos as they get back. I remember as a kid seeing those in magazines all the time. It was always like, you know, and it was the thickest insert into a magazine, and it was like, you know, sign up for whatever. It's like, no. Yeah, it's hard. Oh, shoot. It's hard to get the right help when there are warning signs. So many cases we see that people try to get the person help, but it becomes a whole tragedy. Ooh, something is going on with StreamYard. Like, this is so weird. Something's not right. Weird. Hey AP, thanks for being here. All right, so this next article is in regards to the truck that was found. So truck found in search for veterans suspected in Montana bar shooting that killed 4. Manhunt continues. And this was updated today about 2 hours ago. Authorities were scouring a mountainous area of western Montana on Saturday for a military veteran who they say opened fire at a bar, killing 4 people. Michael Paul Brown, 45, fled the Owl Bar in the small town of Anaconda in a white pickup truck, but ditched it at some point, said Lee Johnson, administrator of the Montana Division of Criminal Investigation, which is overseeing the case. He urged residents late Friday to stay at home and remain on high alert. On Saturday, authorities released a photo of the suspect, barefoot and shirtless, walking down what appeared to be a flight of outdoor concrete steps. The photo showed Brown wearing black shorts, fleeing after the shooting Friday. Oh. Okay, so let me show that photo again. So this is the photo that they are referring to. This is him fleeing after the shooting. So that means he ditched his clothes somewhere. Hopefully law enforcement was able to find his clothing. Oh, see you, True Seeker. Thanks for stopping in. Alrighty. So I'll read that again. On Saturday, authorities released a photo of the suspect, barefoot and shirtless, walking down what appeared to be a flight of outdoor concrete steps. The photo showed Brown wearing black shorts, fleeing after the shooting Friday, according to the Division of Criminal Investigation. While law enforcement has not yet received reports of Brown harming any other individuals, he is believed to be armed and he is extremely dangerous. Anaconda Deer Lodge Police Chief Bill Sather said Saturday that businesses in the area could open, but he urged caution. Authorities said they would release the names of the victims once all of their families have been notified. This is a small, tight-knit community that has been harmed by the heinous actions of one individual who does not represent what this community or Montanans stand for. Investigators have located the pickup truck he fled in, but the suspect, believed to be armed and dangerous, remains on the loose. A Ford F-150 that Michael Powell Brown drove was found, but Brown was not located in or around the vehicle. Anaconda, about 25 miles northwest of Butte, is hemmed in by mountains. The town of about 9,000 people was founded by copper barons who profited off nearby mines in the late 1800s. A smelter stack that is no longer operational looms over the valley. Brown lived next door to the Owl Bar, said owner David Guerter, who wasn't there during the shooting Friday morning. Guerter told the AP that the bartender and 3 patrons were killed and didn't think anyone else was inside. He also said he wasn't aware of any conflicts between Brown and any of the victims. He knew everybody was in that bar, I guarantee you that. He didn't have any running disputes with any of them. I just think he snapped. Oh, and this is the same article that I just read. I was like, wait, I've said all of this before. And so they talk again about his service in the U.S. Army from 2001 to 2005. He was deployed to Iraq from early 2004 until March 2005. And he was in the Montana National Guard from 2006 to March 2009 and left military service with the rank of sergeant. His niece has said that her uncle struggled with mental illness for years and that she and her family repeatedly sought help. This isn't just a drunk or high man going wild. It's a sick man who doesn't know who he is sometimes and frequently doesn't know where or when he is either. With no sign of Brown in the white pickup truck or his home, authorities converged on the Stumpton Road area west of Anaconda by ground and air Friday, locking it down so no one was allowed in or out. Authorities had lifted the lockdown by Saturday. A helicopter hovered over a nearby mountainside as officers moved among the trees, said Randy Clark, a retired police officer who lives there. The search continued Saturday morning, said Chase Schuer, a spokesperson for the Montana's Division of Criminal Investigation. As reports of the shooting spread through town earlier Friday, business owners locked their doors and sheltered inside with customers. The owner of the Firefly Cafe in Anaconda said she locked up her business after a friend alerted her to the shooting. And it did. It looked like a cute little town, like an old mining town. All right, so I have one last article, and this is from the New York Times. So this is where the information about the truck. So still, that article we just read was from a couple of hours ago. That is saying that it's continuing to state that his truck was his getaway vehicle. The New York Times, on the other hand, is refuting that. Unless they've changed it. I just refreshed it just in case. 4:58. Okay, so it was updated since the last time I had it. So about an hour ago. One second. All right. After Montana bar shooting, a manhunt stretches on and a cautious town mourns. It is like dirt roads, you know, the mountains, like just, that is like, it's beautiful. Residents of a rural town in Montana tried to return to regular life on Saturday with some trepidation as the search for a gunman who opened fire inside a neighborhood bar, killing 4 people, continued with little new information. The authorities said that the suspect, a 45-year-old Army veteran named Michael P. Brown, fled into the brushy foothills after the attack at the Owl Bar in Anaconda on Friday morning. They urged residents and business owners to go about their business over the weekend with caution. Stores reopened through the streets of Anaconda, though the streets of Anaconda, a former copper smelting town near Butte, were somewhat quiet. Last night was the first night I locked my doors in probably 20 years, said Mark McDonald, 69, who was born and raised in Anaconda and was bartending at Thompson's Bar downtown on Saturday. I will lock my doors tonight, he added, though he said he was confident that the authorities would find the suspect soon. A bartender at the Owl Bar and 3 patrons were killed in the attack. The tavern is a local dive where regulars play pool and drink beer. On Saturday, it was cordoned off with yellow police tape. Someone had placed 2 small bouquets of flowers against a lamppost outside. I feel kind of numb, said Doug Kerr, who was out with his dog Ellie. He recently moved to the area from Dallas after having fallen in love with the small-town atmosphere of Anaconda in Deer Lodge County. You can walk around and everybody knows the name of your dog. Oh, so it says, so I hadn't realized Stumptown is, I mean, it's probably like, what, 5-10 minute drive. Suspect was seen here in a white pickup. The search on foot, in vehicles, and by helicopter centered on an area west of town near Stumpton Road, where the authorities found an abandoned white pickup truck on Friday. It was unclear how the suspect fled. Officials said on Saturday that a truck they towed had not been involved in the shooting. The dense terrain made searching difficult. So this is where that last article we read was still saying that it was his getaway, but now they're saying that the truck they towed was not involved in the shooting. So I'm not sure which it is. The killings occurred at about 10:30 a.m. local time on Friday. Witnesses said they heard gunshots in the bar. Mr. Brown was well known around Anaconda, and social media posts show he had been to the establishment before. Records show that Mr. Brown lived 2 houses down from the Owl. On Saturday, the Division of Criminal Investigation at the Montana Department of Justice provided a photograph taken from security camera footage on the day of the attack. It showed a gaunt man, shirtless and in dark shorts, walking barefoot down a set of stairs, apparently leaving the bar. We're doing everything we can to find and bring this perpetrator to justice, Chief Bill Sather of the Anaconda Deer Lodge County Police said in a brief video posted to social media on Saturday afternoon. Relatives of Mr. Brown described him as shy, loving, and long suffering from mental illness, including Relatives of Mr. Brown described him as shy, loving, and long suffering from mental illness, including diagnosed schizophrenia that worsened after his mother died in 2021. A sister who spoke on the condition that her name not be used said that he was so paranoid that he refused to own a cell phone. Mr. Brown joined the Army in January 2001 and served in Iraq between 2004 and 2005 before leaving the service in May 2005 as a sergeant. He was in the Montana National Guard for about 2 years until March 2008. 2 relatives of Mr. Brown said he had returned from the Army with physical ailments and severe PTSD that gave him night terrors. They also said he was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder in addition to schizophrenia. The sister said she and other family members had tried to get help for Mr. Brown from the Department of Veterans Affairs, but that little could be done without his cooperation. One of Mr. Brown's other siblings, William, was convicted of homicide in 2001, according to public records and to the sister. The 2 brothers have not talked in years, she said, in part because Michael Brown did not have a cell phone. William Brown, who was sentenced to more than 100 years, remains in prison, according to a Montana Department of Corrections database. Mr. McDonald, the bartender at Thompson's, used to work at the Owl and remembered the suspect coming in every Saturday to order a beer or a soda. If Mr. Brown fled to the foothills, Mr. McDonald added, he did not expect to ever see him in town again. So it seems that, according to his sister, he had been diagnosed with significant mental illness. And, like she said, if he doesn't want to help himself, then, and that would probably explain why, that one man had said he, what Mr. Brown would always say, like, the CIA, if they find out where I'm at, they're going to come get me. And, just those paranoid delusions. It's really sad. It's really sad. So that is all I have in regards to Mr. Brown. I'm just going to do one last check to see if there's any updates before we move to other updates with the other cases we've been talking about. Okay, so 1 hour ago, the BBC is saying that police find getaway car of Army veterans suspected of deadly Montana bar shooting. Yeah, so the BBC is still reporting that the Ford F-150 pickup truck was used by the suspect to flee the scene, whereas the New York Times is saying that they no longer believe that the truck they towed was associated with the shooting. So hopefully they either, what's the word? I'm losing my words today. Verify that information, or a reporter will ask and say, hey, this is what was said, but this is what's being reported. Can you verify what actually is the truth? All right, it looks like they have, let's see if there's anything different in this article that they have that we didn't see. Right. And when the attack happened, he was wearing a tie-dyed shirt, blue jeans, and an orange bandana. But with that photo that they shared, which I will share again, the latest photo that they shared, we can see that he no longer has those clothing items. So he had to have dumped them somewhere. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte said he was monitoring the response to the incident. Please join Susan and me in praying for the victims, their loved ones, and the brave law enforcement officers responding to this tragedy. The FBI was also at the scene helping in the investigation. Montana Senator Steve Daines told local media that the massive manhunt was being aided by police drones. The Owl Bar was built in The Owl Bar was built in 1893 to serve Anaconda's copper workers, according to a 1987 article in the Montana Standard newspaper. It's located in a neighborhood of Anaconda called Goosetown. All right. So that is all I have in regards to Michael Paul Brown, who again is 45. He has not yet been apprehended for the quadruple homicide / mass shooting that occurred on Friday morning in Anaconda, Montana. All right, so we are going to move to other updates. I have a couple of clips in regards to Andrew McGann, who is the 28-year-old who has been arrested in the murder of Clinton and Kristen Brink, who were hiking with their 7 and 9-year-old daughters at Devil's Den State Park. We have a quick video about Austin Drummond, who is on the run after allegedly killing 4 people in Tiptonville, Tennessee. His car was found yesterday in Jackson, Tennessee. And thank you, Nanny. Nanny did send me a post about the truck that is also being investigated. And then a quick clip on Travis Decker, who is suspected in killing his 3 daughters back at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend. And then we have a final quick clip regarding a bird and steak. Okay, so let's go to... So this clip, changing gears to Andrew McGann, this is a 911 call to June 7th. Oh, this isn't even the right thing. Oh my gosh, Emmy. All right, scratch that. That's the wrong call. So scratch that. We're going to go to this one instead. Sorry about that. Yikes. Okay, so I will find the dispatch audio. But until I do that, this clip is from NBC News. New details and videos show how investigators track down Devil's Den murder suspect. And for those of us who may not have known, he was arrested at a hair salon, Lupita's Beauty Shop, on July 30th. And he was very calm. And allegedly, he confessed to investigators that he did it. Every time I see his photo, he's just so scary. He's so scary.
The 28-year-old grade school teacher turned murder suspect Andrew James McGann is behind bars in Arkansas tonight after he was formally charged with 2 counts of murder, accused of the stabbing deaths of Clinton and Kristen Brink at Devil's Den State Park.
I've got two bodies down here.
It comes as we're learning new details about his capture, including the importance of this black Kia Stinger and how it led authorities to follow McGann right through the doors of a barbershop. A witness saw a man with blood on his face drive off in a black car, according to court.
Oh man, that is something that I don't think we knew. Witnesses saw a man with blood on his face drive off in a black car. We knew he drove off in a black car. Hey, Okie, but we didn't know about his face.
Court documents filed by prosecutors, which also say investigators used security footage to figure out the make and model, then tracked it to the salon, where McGann walked in mere minutes before law enforcement arrived.
I had chills as soon as I kind of saw through the hair that was in his forehead. I saw his brims of his eyes.
Let me just back that up because I wanted to see her name. Adriana. Okay.
That was in his forehead. I saw his brims of his eyes. They were very sunken.
According to those documents, McGann acknowledged he was the car's owner. Investigators noticed cuts on his hands and searched the Kia, finding blood inside and arresting him. They later matched DNA from blood at the crime scene to the suspect's hair.
So that explains why the one law enforcement, the woman who spoke at the press conference, said that he was very sloppy because it had been several days and maybe he tried to clean his car. I don't know, but I feel like that would be something you would do if you didn't want to get caught. I mean, he took it upon himself to put either duct tape or electrical tape over his license plate so that people couldn't find him. Oh, did you, Pookie?
It is the intention of this office to at least give the jury the option to seek the death penalty in this case. So the state will not be waiving the death penalty in this matter.
McGann's arraignment is set for later this month. Sam Brock, NBC News.
He's so scary. So scary. Okay, so I did find the correct audio. So we're going to go over to YouTube right quick. And it's a little bit lengthy. It's about 8.5 minutes, but I do have my banner up. But I think it's important to hear what callers were saying about what happened. Well, and Pookie, you share a lot of them with me too, so that's probably that is new. And so that means I wonder if I can get his documents. I'm gonna go look while this is playing.
Sure, come medic one at destination. 4, Strickler first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devilston State Park, operations Ops 44, time out 1358.
Firecom, Medic 9 is clear from Station 1. What do you advise?
Medic 9, stay by.
Firecom, did you have a call from Medic 4?
That's affirmative. Can you sign in?
Falcons Command Firecom, you show up as back in service.
Falcons in service.
Medic 4's en route.
Medic 4 responding. Operations are on Ops 44.
Medic 4 on Ops 44. En route to stage.
Basic to subject your house location assist 1753 East Zion, apartment 69. Operations Ops 40. Time out 1401. Basic 2 is responding. You're responding at 1401.
So this sounds like the scanner audio. It's possible that they have 911 calls at the end of this, but this sounds like the like the scanner.
Firecom, 1714. What's the location in the state park that we need to be responding to?
Medic 4 and Strickler. Washington County received a call from the visitor center. 2 children are there. They advised that their parents were assaulted. One was possibly stabbed. The parents are missing. If you'll just stage back for police.
Medic 11's at destination.
Medic 11 destination 1402.
1717 responding. 1701 responding.
Go ahead.
Firecom, we're going to be in service. We do need to decon our truck and possibly get supplies.
Receiving in service.
Firecom, Strickler Car 1 responding.
Strickler Car 1 responding.
Firecom, are we on 43?
Negative. Ops 44.
1216, Devil's in.
1222, 1216.
You at the VIC?
Go to lower Devil's in.
We're all sweeping the trail, me and I've got a maintenance person with me, interpreter with first aid kits trying to locate the family. Do me a favor and ask them again what the parents' names were and just relay on this channel.
10-4.
16, I'm on 5. Do we need to sweep the social trails or just stay on the main trail?
Cover the main trail right now first.
Oh.
Copy that.
How?
Sweep the main trail first right now.
Main trail? Icebox, hiking down, and for help.
Copy that. Say again. Repeat.
Here, yell, calling for help. We're hiking down. I think they're...
10-4, we're hearing them too towards the end of the...
I can't even imagine these people. Thank goodness they called 911 though, when they heard people calling for help. How scary.
Oh, we're part of the Devil's End Trail.
10-4.
1216, 1222. 10-4. 1216, 1222. 16, Devil's End. Devil's End 2, Washington County.
Medic 1 in service. Medic 1 in service, 1413.
Last unit on NWRMA 4. Repeat your traffic.
862 is on scene. 862 on scene, 1414.
1216 to Devil's Den 2 to Washington County SO.
No, see, this is a shared channel. You're trying to reach the Washington County Sheriff's Office or Benton County.
Washington County.
Copy. I'll let them know how to switch.
1216 to either interpreter.
Hey, Jeremy.
Trying to relay to the office. So we found the victims down here. They're on the lower Devil's Den Trail. Just a couple minutes. I think I see you right there. I've got two bodies down here. 1216 to 1222.
Well, I think I've notified Washington County at this, but
Medic 4 State.
Medic 1, 33 Alpha, Encompass Health, Monty Painter, Operations Ops 40, time out 1417.
Medic 1 responding.
Medic 1 responding at 1417. Medic 9 posted 1417. Medic 1, your patient will be in room 112 window, 95-year-old male, needing evaluation after an unwitnessed fall, no reported injury.
Okay, so that appears to not be related to the Devil's Den, but I'm guessing it was just easier to get the whole audio instead of, cutting certain things out.
16-12-22.
Medic 1 on scene at 14.
134 Fanville Squad 3 to Mercy Rogers, patient care report.
Mark on Medic 11 in service.
Medic 11 in service at 1421.
12-22, 12-16. 12-22, 12-16.
This is Mercy. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mercy. This is Fanville Squad 3. I'm just giving you a heads up. We're about 20 minutes out from your facility. We're coming in non-emergent with a 20-year-old female. She was swimming in swimming holes here in Bentonville.
Okay, so I'm gonna end that there, just because there are other calls not related to the Devil's Den, but I will paste the link in chat in case anyone wants to listen to the rest of that. But it's a little misleading when they say audio of 911 calls released, and then you have other information about people who aren't a part of that incident. All right, so we are going to now look at updates in the Austin Drummond case, who Austin is wanted for a quadruple homicide that took place in Tiptonville, Tennessee. And we learned yesterday that he was out on bond for not only drug and weapons charges, but also attempted murder. And I continued to look to see if I could find how much his bond was, and I could not find anything. So if anyone was able to see or find what that was, let me know. Hey, Chapazzo, what's happening? Actually, let me drop your link. If any of you are not subbed up to Chapazzo Project, I would strongly encourage you to do so, because they are a organization dear and near to me in Malawi, which is a very small country in Africa. And that would be great if you could. They do some really cool stuff, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. Okay. And I was just looking to see. Give me 1 second.
Continuing our breaking news team coverage of the search for a quadruple murder suspect. Thank you for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Today, law enforcement agencies swarmed a neighborhood on MCL Road in Jackson, Tennessee, after finding the white Audi they believe Austin Drummond was living in. He was last seen in Jackson on Wednesday, a day after he allegedly killed James Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, Braden Williams, and dropped a baby off in a Dyer County yard. We begin with...
Oh, and I forgot to upload it, but I did see a post on Facebook. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up on my phone from a family member. Screenshot. Where is it? It was very long screenshot. Of course. No, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is from Courtney's sister. So Courtney is the grandmother of the baby that was found alive about 30 to 40 minutes away from where the 4 individuals were found. So Courtney was the grandma, the baby's dad and baby's mom, and then the baby's uncle were all found deceased. So this post was from the grandmother's sister. So, update from Courtney's sister-in-law regarding their connection to Austin Drummond. For everyone that's coming to my page from older comments made on the suspect's profile, I'll clarify this one time and one time only. This is a comment I will be copying and pasting, so it may answer more than you've asked or may not answer everything you've asked, but I don't want any confusion here. After this, I won't be replying to any of this as we are trying to process, grieve, and be with family. Courtney Rose, my husband, and Caitlin Speed are siblings. Adriana and Braden are our niece and nephew. Austin Drummond was Caitlin's boyfriend at one time. So Courtney, the grandmother, her sister, it is alleged, was dating the suspect, Austin Drummond. Yes, he was close to our family. Yes, we cared about him and thought he cared about us. He has literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids every time he has been around us up until this point. He has been amazing to our niece, Caitlin's daughter. We never expected him to cause any harm to anyone, much less anyone in our family. And I find that interesting because he was able to hurt other people. He tried to kill someone else. But yeah. We are heartbroken. We are confused. We are devastated. We are mortified. We are hurting. Our kids are hurting. If you think for 1 second that people only get hurt by strangers, look up 90% of murder cases. A lot of times it's by someone close to them that at one time showed love and support to them. Sometimes it's even their own spouse. So please, think before you comment something ugly. Yes, we thought we knew him. Caitlin thought she knew him. Courtney, Adriana, Braden, and Matthew thought they knew him. We all trusted him. We want justice for my sister-in-law, niece, nephew, and niece's boyfriend more than any one of you that has never even met our loved ones. Thank you. And then she posted 2 photos of of Adriana, Braden, and Adriana, her boyfriend, and then the baby. And I agree. I mean, it's a well constructed response, and you know, it's sad that families have to do that. But it's a good way to keep rumors down and to not cause other issues. All right, let's get back to this. Whoops.
WREG's Melissa Moon, who joins us live from a Jackson apartment complex where investigators are continuing their search for him. Melissa, what is the latest from there?
Good evening. Well, we are just south of I-40, and law enforcement was here for about an hour and a half inside this complex, but appear to have left empty-handed. There are still some helicopters, 2 of them, that are circling this area. We believe they are looking for Austin Drummond. Now, this is less than a mile from where they found his vehicle this afternoon. Take a look at the video we shot earlier. You can see that law enforcement were all over this apartment complex. We saw them go up into one building and later come down with a battering ram, but no one apparently in custody. The TBI believes that he may be in the area and says nearby residents have been asked to lock their doors and be on high alert. Neighbors we talked to in this complex were startled to see all the police vehicles in their parking lot and even more concerned when they found out who they were looking for. As we said, the TBI said the last confirmed sighting of Drummond was Wednesday in Jackson, where he does have connections. And in a news conference Friday, TBI appealed to Drummond and whoever may be assisting him to call TBI so he could be questioned. We have no idea how long these helicopters will be circling this area, but of course, we will stay on it. Live in Jackson, Tennessee, Melissa Moon, News Channel 3, Dave.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. And as we mentioned, that apartment complex is just one of the scenes. WREG's Mike Sirianni is in the neighborhood where investigators first discovered that car. Mike, it's been a chaotic.
And before we get to the information about the car, let me share from the TBI. This is on Twitter. When was this? Let's see. So today at 12:23 p.m., so about 6 hours ago, the TBI said, update, investigators searching for Austin Drummond have been wanting to locate this 1988 white Ford pickup truck with a red stripe. That truck has been located near Burnt Mill Road in so they did find the truck. Okay, so the truck has been located near Burnt Mill Road in Dyer County. Let me look up Burnt Mill Road. That's quite the name of a road. Burnt Mill Road. Okay, so where is that in relation to? Okay, so there's Tiptonville. Where is Jackson? There it is. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's go to the map quick. So this is Burnt Mill Road, isn't where this red pin is. Tiptonville is just north of there. Jackson is down here. So the truck was found. What road is that? Well, that's the Burnt Mill Road, which is off of Highway 70. Is that 78? Gosh. Interesting. All right, so the truck has been located. It'll be interesting to see if they were able to find anything. Wait, now who did he used to date? Oh, so Nanny, he used to date. So I found someone had a post showing like a family tree. So Courtney, is the grandmother of the baby that was found alive. Courtney's sister dated Austin, and we had learned yesterday in an article that when Austin was in prison for his robbery charge, Courtney's sister Caitlin worked at the prison. So he was dating, it's hard to explain, but so the grandma's sister worked at the prison where Austin was serving his sentence, and they dated. Yes, the grandma's sister.
Afternoon for people who live there.
Wow. Hey, good afternoon, Stephanie. Yes, it certainly has. I'm standing at the corner of Farmington Drive and MCO Road. Now, behind me, you see a squad car sitting there, and down that gravel road is reportedly where that Audi was recovered, the car belonging to Drummond. And that's why this area has been intensely searched all day for hours, and with the impression that they still think he's still in this area. Now, we have video that we shot earlier that shows the search effort, because as I'm standing here, you can hear the helicopter over me, but neighbors in this area have certainly been watching the skies and watching the police activity. And here's what one neighbor told me this afternoon.
Well, it makes me have a lot of cause for concern, because now I'm wondering how long the vehicle has actually been down there.
Right? Can you imagine? You have no idea that a person wanted in a quadruple homicide is just camped out down the road from your home. I mean, thank goodness he didn't hurt anyone else.
And, he has more than likely been in our presence now, possibly for a few days, which...
Me too, Pookie. And I want to know, not only why he targeted them, but he didn't hurt the baby.
Now makes me really nervous. But they say he's armed and dangerous. And I mean, obviously he committed a quadruple murder, and it makes me nervous, nervous knowing that it's all happening right here.
Hey, and the activity continues. Just a few moments ago, a number of law enforcement vehicles came through here at a pretty fast clip. So they're changing locations constantly and following up on a lot of different leads with people thinking they maybe saw Drummond. And so they're running off to check on those leads. And they're going to be here. They're going to find this guy. They made that pledge this afternoon at the TBI press conference. And of course, we'll be following this. We'll have more later tonight at 10, and we'll be updating this on our website, WREG.com. Reporting live now from Jackson, Tennessee, Mike Suriani, WREG News Channel 3.
All right, the manhunt will not let up. Thank you, Mike.
And I did check. I noticed that the TBI had comments on their post about the truck. So I clicked on that. Excuse me. And it says, so they responded to their post and said, we are now asking anyone in the Burnt Mill Road area with cameras to review your footage from Tuesday morning to see if you spot Drummond or this truck. Send tips to TBI at tbi.tn.gov or call 1-800-TBI-FIND. So hopefully, and I didn't even really look at, let me go back to Burnt Mill Road and see, there are some homes. I mean, the road is, it's not a very big road. It's kind of a loop. So if we go back to the map, see if I can make it fit. So you can kind of see that Burnt Mills Road isn't very long. So it's Harness Road here, and Burnt Mill Road is just this little loopy loop here. And it does appear that there are some houses. So you got 1, 2, 3 houses. But depending on, there's a lot of woods there. Wow. I mean, even along this road, because I would assume that he took this highway down. But that tells, well, and why would the truck be there, though? Unless someone drove the truck and that's where he met someone, and then, I don't know. That's very weird. Oh my gosh, there's a Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park. That's an interesting name. Hey, Evil Queen. Yes, he is still on the run. They have not located him yet as of moments ago. And there was another truck. Actually, let me share this quick. There was another truck that they had posted. The TBI had posted that they were looking to locate. They were able to locate it near Burnt Mill Road in Dyer County, which is what I was just showing. And then they did say that they are now asking for footage from that area, if anyone has it, if they see him or the truck. Him or the truck. All right, so we have 2 more things before we say goodbye for today. And I had posted a very short this morning about a possible sighting of Travis Decker in the near Snoqualmie Pass. So I didn't see anything else related to this. So I didn't see if it was verified not him, if there's anything else happening. There wasn't anything updated just before my live. So good evening. Thanks for being with us for ARC Seattle at 10. I'm Steve Solis. We start with breaking news as we come on the air tonight. There's been a possible sighting of wanted murder suspect Travis Decker, the man accused of killing his 3 daughters. King County authorities say he might have been seen on the Pacific Crest Trail near Snoqualmie Pass. Now, the scene has just wrapped up for the night, but our crews were the only ones there. That's where we find our Ryan Sims tonight. Ryan, Decker's been missing for months. This is really the first time in a while the law enforcement has gotten a false sighting of him since, I guess, Idaho.
That's right. It's been about a month and a half, 2 months now. And so given that, they say that they had no choice but to go full steam ahead with launching a lot of resources here in the Snoqualmie Pass area. Again, the magnitude of this case still weighs on just so many people, including authorities. So again, they say that when they get a tip like this.
And I will be right back. I'm going to let this play, but I'll be back in a few seconds.
They have a duty, really, and a responsibility to look into it and go full steam ahead. That's what we saw here tonight, Steve, at Snoqualmie Pass. It was considerable. We saw about 30 personnel from various law enforcement agencies really fanning out across Snoqualmie Pass. They used drones. We saw canine teams. We saw the Guardian 1 helicopter above, really just scouring the mountains near the pass looking for Decker. You mentioned it, really kind of what really started this whole thing was that there was a hiker on the Pacific Crest Trail late this afternoon. They had come from an area, actually, according to authorities, where there were wanted posters of Travis Decker. So according to authorities, this hiker had just this afternoon seen one of those wanted posters with Decker's picture. We'll flash forward. They are on the Pacific Crest Trail a few hours later, and they see someone that resembles Decker, and they did what authorities say was the right thing to do. They immediately phoned it in, and authorities again say that they have a responsibility to look into every tip, treat every tip with the utmost of seriousness. So authorities came here immediately, looked for Decker. While Decker wasn't found, kind of really the takeaway of what we saw here tonight was that going on more than 2 months since Decker was last seen and since this just incredible tragedy in Wenatchee.
Oh yeah, it has. It seems like it's been longer than 2 months, but it really has just been just over 2 months.
Authorities are still treating this and every tip very, very with a lot of responsibility, because again, this is a story that captivated the nation. And so you better believe that the small number of people who live here full time in Snoqualmie Pass, they were very, very surprised to see this level of police activity here. Normally, obviously, this is a very kind of quiet time in the pass because there's no snow, obviously. So we got reactions from a few people here at the pass who say that they were just astonished suddenly see so many authorities fanning out here randomly in the middle of the day. Again, Decker not found, but the search for him continues, obviously, across the country. And this, again, just shows that authorities are still treating this with the utmost of seriousness. Steve, we'll send it back to you.
Ryan Sims live at Snoqualmie Pass. Ryan, thank you. Our coverage on the manhunt for Travis Decker does not end here. For all of the stories surrounding the search for Decker, information about the 3 young girls, and Decker's history, scan the QR code on your screen. That'll take you to our sister station, Como News website. Okay. I apologize for leaving. So just a side note, I had told you about a mommy cat who had come to my house with a kitten that I was trying to trap. I have not seen the kitten since, so I sadly think that the kitten did not survive. However, the mommy cat, I saw, I got an alert, I checked this morning on my Ring camera. The mommy cat was sitting on top of the cat house, seemingly trying to get in. So I just looked up at my cameras and she is laying in, like, at the bottom of my porch. And I noticed earlier she is pregnant again, very pregnant. If I didn't have these 6 foster kittens, I would definitely trap her and bring her inside, but I just don't have the room. But she's been hanging out at my house a lot. So I'm hoping that she at least thinks it's safe here. So she'll stick around for a little bit, but it's so sad. And I'm wondering if maybe one of the male cats hurt the kitten because she would have been pregnant. She would have already been pregnant when she came here with the kitten, because that's only been a few weeks. Well, maybe a month. Because it was about the same time I got these Fosters, and I've had them 4 weeks now. So it's awful. I hate it. This poor cat. But she's just hanging out. She's just hanging out in my driveway. All right. So let me get over to chat quick. And I did see your comment, Nanny, about more vehicles being involved. So I think this might be the same article that you saw. So I did find this from News 3. Truck tied to murder suspect Austin Drummond found in Dyer County, TBI. Dyer County says more vehicles may be connected to the case, asks public for information. A pickup truck associated with quadruple murder suspect Austin Drummond has been located in Dyer County, the TBI said Saturday. The 1988 Ford pickup was found near Burnt Mill Road. TBI asked anyone in the Burnt Mill Road area with cameras to review footage from Tuesday morning to see if you spot Drummond or the truck. The father of 21-year-old victim James Wilson told WREG on Saturday that the truck belonged to his son. Whoa. So the baby's dad, that was his truck. So maybe he dumped all of their vehicles in different spots? What? Wilson's father did not want to be interviewed, but he said he hopes the police find Drummond before he does. So far, authorities have not said how the truck was related to the search for Drummond, whose white Audi was found Friday in Jackson, sparking a manhunt in that area. TBI says there were signs Drummond may have been living in the Audi and could still be in the area, but the truck and the Audi may not be the only vehicles that could be connected to the case. The Dyer County Sheriff's Office on Saturday asked for the public's help gathering any video footage taken along Highway 78 from Dyersburg to Lake County from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday that might show one of several vehicles. In addition to the white Audi and Ford pickup, authorities are also, let me read that again. In addition to the white Audi and Ford pickup, authorities are now seeking information on a white Nissan Rogue, black Dodge Charger, and a white Chevy Traverse. Dyer County authorities said those vehicles had already been recovered, but they were looking for video footage that may place them along that route near the time of the crime. They did not specify how those vehicles may be connected to the case. They asked anyone with footage to contact the sheriff's office or call 1-800-TBI-FIND immediately. TBI said the last confirmed sighting of Drummond was Wednesday in Jackson, where he has direct connections. Drummond is the suspect in the deaths of 4 family members found Tuesday in Lake County, Tennessee. The bodies of James Wilson, 21, Adriana Williams, 20, Courtney Rose, 38, and Braden Williams, 15, were found along Carrington Road in Tiptonville. An infant who was related to the victims was also found safe in front of a house in Dyer County. That's when the investigation into the incident began. TBI officials said this is believed to be a targeted attack. Drummond is wanted on warrants for 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated kidnapping, 4 counts of felon in possession of a firearm, and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. And there was another article that I had seen. Let me just see if I can find it quick, about his relation to the Vice King. I think it's Vice Kings. Is that the gang he was a part of? Let's see. Here it is. Who is Austin Drummond? This might just talk about his criminal history. Yes, I think we already actually read this one. They just changed the title. Yeah. We read this one yesterday. Oh, wait. No, there's extra information. Okay, so it says... So we had talked about how he had been released on bond for drug and weapons charges and attempted murder. It says in December, okay, so in December, he was reportedly charged with attempted first-degree murder and contraband in a penal facility. He made bond. Since then, he was arrested on even more charges, including meth, contraband, and unlawful telecommunication devices in a penal facility. He is currently out on bond for those charges, has court dates that have been set, has actually appeared in court, and now has these current charges that had just occurred. But we did learn yesterday that he had a court date at the end of this month as well. Okay, so there's not anything new in that one. All right, so that's all that I'm seeing on Mr. Drummond. Okay, you didn't hear about what kind of vehicles. Yeah, so it seems like they have all of them in their possession. Law enforcement does. They just want to know if there's any footage of where those vehicles may have been between those hours. And I hope that someone has something with all of the, ring cameras, surveillance cameras, trail cams. Hopefully someone has something. All right, so I have one last thing for us before I say goodnight. And this was a clip. Oh, nope, that's not it. This clip took place in France, and a steak-stealing seagull caught on camera. So I thought this would be a good story to end on, because for those of you who may be new, I always like to end my lives on a positive note with either a funny story, a heartfelt story, something that isn't so tragic and horrific and heartbreaking. Although some may say that losing your steak may be heartbreaking. All right. Look at him. He's so brazen. He just went right up. Look, and he knocked over the basket trying to get it.
Okay, you have to see this. A young couple in France. You can bet they're going to be a lot more careful when dining out in the future.
Oh my God. And
yeah, a young woman and her boyfriend were sitting outside enjoying a nice meal in the can when a
can you imagine? Look at her face. I would be the same way, like, wow. Oh, that is what I thought he would have taken the bread, honestly. Oh my, let me rewind that. That was actually funny. So they were recording it. Can you, what are the chances that you would get that on film?
Yeah, a young woman and her boyfriend were sitting outside enjoying a nice meal in the can when a seagull swoops in and took that steak sitting on the table. The young woman said that the steak cost more than $100. You probably had the same question that we did. Did she get another steak? Well, we did track down the couple, and the woman says yes, the restaurant replaced her steak, no charge. And they got.
I was actually going to ask the same question. I wonder if the restaurant gave her another steak, and she has proof on film that this seagull took her steak. Over $100 US for that steak.
Got that video to prove it. Wow.
Yeah, video to prove it. Craziness. Oh, there goes my background again. Ugh. I can't imagine. It was so when I had that story, but then I found another story where this woman, I'm going to show you the clip, but this woman was hiking. It was a nighttime hike, and she was taking a photo of the sky, and all of a sudden a bat hit her in the face because she saw the bat. So she started screaming. The bat went in her mouth and caused tens of thousands of dollars in damage that she had to have medically corrected. I would die. So that'll be probably for the end of my next live. Yeah. And I think, actually, speaking of live, so on Monday, let me check the poll actually before I go. We are going to start reading the book on F Yourself. And I had put a poll on my community page to see what times would work best for people. And let me go to my page quick. Okay, so currently, with 17 votes, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time is in the lead with 41%. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time is second with 35%. And my usual time of 4:30 p.m. Eastern is at 24%. So what I might do to kind of eliminate that 24%, I will do a second poll giving the option of 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I feel like I have something to do this week. Let me just look quick. Yes, I have a pedicure on Thursday. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another poll because on Thursday, I'm going to have to do it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern because my appointment is actually at 11:30 p.m. or 11:30 a.m. on Thursday. So I would have to change the time on Thursday anyways. And then Monday, one of the correctional officers in the, oh my God, why can't I remember his name? Brown. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Derek Brown, was that his name? Robert Brooks. Oh my God. Derek Brown? What was I thinking? Derek Brown. Robert Brooks case. So Robert Brooks was the inmate at Marcy Correctional that was tortured and beaten to death. Christopher Walrath is, and I'll have to double check to see if his sentencing is still scheduled for Monday. Christopher Walrath sentencing. Yes, and he took a plea deal. The plea deal was to, he would plead guilty to first-degree manslaughter in exchange for a sentence of 15 years in prison. So his sentencing is tomorrow. So I will keep not tomorrow, Monday. Today's Saturday. So I will keep an eye on that. And then we start the book reading on Monday. All right, y'all. Well, that's all I've got. If there are any stories that you would like me to cover, feel free to email me at headstonesandheadlines@gmail.com. If you have made it this far on the replay, #replay, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section. I don't know yet if I'm going live tomorrow, but just like today, I gave very little notice and not necessarily on purpose. So definitely make sure those notifications are on. And with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your night. And until next time, I will see you on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play? Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice on this madness. That is why our status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing, and this new expansion's like a mansion. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke clears out, and my high progress. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.